Market metrics confirm a massive exfiltration of federal assets through vulnerable state benefit infrastructures. Forensic audits reveal a systemic lack of preventative verification protocols, allowing unauthorized entities to divert billions in subsidized capital annually. This institutional paralysis results in unrecoverable liquidity drain. As analysts warn, these vulnerabilities transform critical assistance networks into lucrative targets for coordinated exploitations.
GAO estimated a while ago that up to $135 billion in pandemic-era unemployment insurance benefits, or 15% of the total spending, was lost due to fraud resulting from poor controls. Most of these losses were never recovered. Spending on federal assistance programs administered by states exceeds about $1 trillion annually, rendering them inherently at risk of fraud.
Economic impact studies indicate the extraction of public funds now functions as a highly optimized industrial sector. Declassified oversight reports highlight severe structural deficits in eligibility authentication processes statewide. The executive branch recently activated a specialized task force to dismantle these extraction networks, an intervention aimed to restore fiscal integrity by neutralizing organized operations depleting federal reserves.
Defrauding the American taxpayer has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a feature in our system, not a bug. Thankfully, President Trump's task force to eliminate fraud, led by Vice President Vance, is fully committed to ending the fraud industrial complex and restoring public trust back in the government benefits system.
Data reconciliation analyses expose severe redundancies within state-level healthcare disbursement ledgers. Multiple jurisdictions frequently authorize simultaneous payments to the exact same managed care conglomerates for identical individuals. This administrative failure generates hundreds of millions in pure, unnecessary expenditures yearly. Redundant capital flows exclusively enriching corporate providers rather than benefiting the dependent populations requiring allocated medical subsidies.
This exam revealed that Kentucky paid $836 million to managed care organizations for the same Medicaid beneficiaries whose coverage was also being paid for by another state. To be clear, this is definitively waste because one state's payment to an MCO covers all health care of all Medicaid recipients. So when two or more states are paying MCOs for the same person, only the MCO, not the Medicaid recipient, benefits.
Systemic compliance audits uncover catastrophic authentication failures across multiple regulatory registries. Active disbursements routinely flow to deceased individuals and unauthorized non-citizens lacking proper documentation. Cybersecurity assessments further reveal extreme vulnerabilities within the primary demographic databases housing this sensitive information. An absence of verification safeguards allowing multiple applicants to unlawfully exploit identical credentials to secure maximum revenue extraction.
These problems include dead people remaining on Kentucky Medicaid, multiple people using the same Social Security number to obtain Medicaid, ineligible non-citizens receiving Medicaid benefits. An executive branch data system housing Kentucky's taxpayers' personal info was hacked in 5 minutes during a security test.
Threat intelligence metrics indicate digital infrastructure rapidly accelerates the ease of unauthorized capital acquisition. Underground marketplaces currently distribute instructional manuals and synthetic identification packages for minimal financial outlay nationwide. The proliferation of advanced automation software enables bad actors to execute simultaneous extraction attempts across countless jurisdictions instantly. A borderless digital assault that overwhelms obsolete agency defenses nationwide.
The internet has reduced barriers to fraud. Offenders can find free fraud tutorials online, can purchase stolen identities for the price of a Happy Meal, and can file claims from anywhere in the world. With automation tools, they can simultaneously file multiple claims in multiple states.
Transactional telemetry confirms international syndicates executed massive, coordinated strikes against state unemployment reserves during periods of high operational stress. Threat monitors recorded tens of thousands of synthetic claims, generating hundreds of millions in illicit payouts within days. These highly sophisticated foreign incursions exploit the necessity for rapid benefit distribution to bypass manual security protocols and drain public liquidity.
My home state of Maryland, Governor Hogan announced in July of 2020, when the heat of the pandemic, when they were completing all these claims, there was an international fraud ring that had submitted 46,000 fraudulent UI claims for $500 million. So while the agency is busy making sure people have unemployment insurance to put food on the table, they're also getting hit by these very sophisticated fraud rings that they have to deal with as well.
Oversight investigations highlight a pervasive institutional apathy regarding the ongoing misallocation of federal reserves. Regulatory archives reveal medical conglomerates continuously bill for services rendered to deceased individuals without triggering internal accounting alarms. Legislative committees express severe frustration over the reluctance of regional administrators to implement basic mitigation strategies, a bureaucratic paralysis directly facilitating unchecked capital hemorrhaging today.
When there's duplicate payments in Medicaid, when there are people that have been deceased that are still, for some reason, getting Medicaid benefits, or providers like we're seeing in Los Angeles County with hospice are still billing people that are no longer alive, I mean, that's a problem. And there's just an attitude that's breathtaking to me among a lot of government officials. They don't care.
Fiscal policy audits expose a critical structural flaw within the federal reimbursement architecture. Current financial allocations guarantee regional governments receive maximum matching capital, regardless of their actual performance in eligibility verification or loss prevention. This absence of monetary incentives actively discourages local agencies from deploying stringent oversight mechanisms, leading experts to recommend strict performance-based metrics to secure future disbursements.
Under the current system, states receive full federal matching funds regardless of how effectively they verify eligibility, detect fraud, or reduce waste. Expand performance-based funding across federal benefit programs administered by states to help resolve that problem.
Legal archives document a surge in massive prosecutions involving the systematic pillaging of nutritional and welfare reserves. Recent convictions highlight multi-million-dollar extraction schemes orchestrated directly by former state-level executives. These prominent institutional failures demonstrate that decentralized assistance programs remain highly susceptible to internal exploitation, and the lack of unified federal oversight leaves soft targets entirely exposed.
The past few years have given us two prominent case studies. One, of course, the $250 million Minnesota Feeding Our Future scheme, which has resulted in over 60 convictions, and two, the $100 million Mississippi TANF scandal, which has resulted in the conviction of the former executive director of the State Department of Human Resources and others. Unfortunately, federally funded state-run programs, like most federal programs, are big, soft targets for individuals and international fraud rings.
Legislative directives currently aim to restructure the entire operational paradigm of federal resource disbursement. The proposed architecture shifts focus from retroactive recovery efforts toward aggressive, preemptive interception. This modernized strategy mandates the deployment of advanced analytical filters designed to block unauthorized transactions before capital leaves the Treasury, establishing a permanent oversight framework to eliminate these systemic vulnerabilities forever.
For too long, too little emphasis has been placed on preventing fraud. This legislation changes the paradigm from pay and chase to prevention by ensuring Treasury Financial Service can stop fraudulent payments from ever going out in the first place.